Thoughts arise on their own without asking for permission. They appear as reactions to memory, habit, environment, and past experience. A sound is heard, a memory is triggered, an image appears, and suddenly a thought is present. No effort was required to create it, and no deliberate decision was made to invite it. This is an important observation, because anything that appears automatically cannot be the core of who you are. If you were your thoughts, you would be in control of them at all times, yet this is clearly not the case. From early childhood, the mind is conditioned. Language, culture, praise, criticism, fear, and desire shape how the mind responds to life. Over time, these responses become automatic. When a similar situation appears, the same type of thought appears. This is not wisdom or truth, it is repetition. The mind is replaying stored information, much like a machine following a program. Understanding this removes much of the personal weight we place on our inner dialogue. Suffering begins when these mental events are mistaken for identity. A thought says, I am not good enough, and instead of recognizing it as a passing mental pattern, it is accepted as a fact about itself. Another thought says, I will fail, and mental fortitude behavior changes, and confidence collapses. The thought itself is neutral. It is the belief in it that creates pain. By identifying with the thought, you give it authority over your emotions and actions. When thoughts are taken as identity, the mind becomes a courtroom where every idea argues for attention. Contradictory thoughts fight each other, and the person caught in the middle feels confused, anxious, or exhausted. One moment the mind is confident, the next moment it is full of doubt. If identity were truly based on thoughts, the self would be unstable and constantly changing. Yet there is something in you that notices this fluctuation. That stable, noticing presence is not affected by which thought appears. It simply observes. This observing capacity is always present, but it is often ignored. Attention is usually pulled outward or trapped inside thinking itself. When awareness turns back and notices a thought is happening, a subtle separation is created. The thought is no longer me, but something happening within experience. This shift may seem small, but it changes everything. The thought loses its emotional charge, and the body begins to relax. You are no longer fighting the mind or being dragged by it. It is important to understand that this does not mean rejecting or judging thoughts. Thoughts are natural. They are part of being human. The problem is not their existence, but the unconscious habit of merging with them. When you identify with every thought, you live inside a narrow mental story rather than a direct experience. Life becomes filtered through fear, expectation, and memory instead of being met as it is. When thoughts are seen as events, they are allowed to come and go. Some are useful and can be applied consciously. Others are irrelevant and can be left alone. This creates mental efficiency. Instead of wasting energy on inner conflict, energy becomes available for action, learning, and presence. Decisions become clearer because they are not drowned in emotional noise. This perspective also changes how you relate to difficult thoughts. Instead of trying to eliminate negative thinking, you learn to recognize it. A thought of anger arises, and you notice it as anger thinking. A thought of comparison arises, and you notice it as comparison thinking. By naming and observing without judgment, you prevent the thought from becoming behavior. Awareness interrupts the automatic chain between thought and reaction. Over time, this practice reveals a deeper truth. Thoughts are content. Awareness is the space in which content appears. Content changes constantly, but the space remains. When identity shifts from content to awareness, inner stability develops. External circumstances may still be challenging, and the mind may still produce noise, but there is no longer the same level of inner disturbance. This understanding brings responsibility, not passivity. When you stop blaming thoughts for your actions, you reclaim choice. You may not control what appears in the mind, but you are responsible for what you feed, repeat, and act upon. This is where discipline becomes essential. Discipline is not about forcing the mind to be quiet, it is about training awareness to remain present. As this training deepens, suffering decreases naturally, not because life becomes easier, but because thoughts are no longer mistaken for identity. They are seen for what they are, temporary mental events shaped by conditioning. When they pass, you remain. In this recognition, there is clarity, resilience, and a quiet form of freedom that does not depend on controlling the mind, but on understanding. Most people believe they are reacting to life itself, when in reality they are reacting to the thoughts that arise about life. A situation occurs, and before it is fully understood, the body tightens, emotions surge, and words or actions follow. This chain happens so quickly that it feels inevitable. Yet between what happens and how you respond, there is a subtle space. That space is awareness, and within it lies the only real point of choice. Thoughts cannot be controlled in the way muscles can be controlled. You cannot decide which thought will appear next, nor can you prevent certain thoughts from arising based on willpower alone. The mind is shaped by memory, habit, and environment, and it responds automatically. However, awareness is not bound by these conditions in the same way. Awareness notices what appears without being forced to obey it. This noticing is not passive, it is active clarity. When awareness is absent, reaction is automatic. A critical comment is heard, and the mind produces a defensive thought. The body responds with tension, the voice sharpens, and conflict escalates. At no point does choice feel present. This is not because choice does not exist, but because awareness arrived too late. The reaction had already been set in motion. Awareness is like light. When it is present, things are seen clearly. When it is absent, movement still happens, but blindly. The moment awareness recognizes a thought, the chain is interrupted. A thought of anger arises, and awareness notices anger is present. This simple recognition creates distance. The thought no longer fully occupies the mind, it is being observed. In that moment, the body has time to settle, and the emotional surge loses intensity. The situation has not changed, but the relationship to it has. This is the space where choice becomes possible. Choice does not mean suppressing emotion or pretending not to feel. It means allowing the experience to be present without letting it dictate behavior. Awareness allows you to feel anger without becoming violent, fear without becoming paralyzed, and desire without becoming controlled by it. This is not repression. It is regulation through clarity. The emotion is acknowledged, but it is not in charge. This space may be brief at first, lasting only a moment, but even a moment is enough to change direction. Instead of reacting with habit, you can pause. Instead of speaking immediately, you can breathe. Instead of acting impulsively, you can wait. Over time, as awareness is trained, this space becomes more stable. What once felt automatic becomes optional. Training awareness requires consistency. It is developed by repeatedly returning attention to the present moment. The breath, the posture, the sensations of the body, or the movement of thought itself. Each time you notice that the mind has wandered and gently bring it back, awareness strengthens. This is not about achieving a special state, but about building reliability. Awareness becomes something you can rely on under pressure. As awareness deepens, you begin to notice the early signs of reaction, a tightening in the chest, a rush of heat, a familiar story starting to form in the mind. These signals appear before full reaction takes over. Recognizing them early gives you more room to choose. You are no longer surprised by your own behavior. You see it forming and can redirect it. This is where responsibility becomes real. Without awareness, people excuse their actions by saying they had no choice. With awareness, it becomes clear that while you did not choose the thought or emotion, you chose whether to act from it. This is not a burden, it is empowerment. It means your life is not controlled by circumstances or mental habits, but shaped by conscious response. Awareness also brings humility. You see how often the mind wants to react, judge, or defend. Instead of condemning yourself for this, you learn to observe it. This observation reduces inner conflict. The mind is no longer an enemy to be conquered, but a process to be understood. In understanding, cooperation becomes possible. Over time, the quality of your actions changes. Responses become slower, but more precise. Words become fewer, but more accurate. Decisions are guided less by emotion and more by values. This does not make life dull or mechanical. On the contrary, it brings a sense of inner freedom. You are no longer pushed around by every impulse that arises. True choice does not exist at the level of thought. It exists at the level of awareness. When awareness is present, you are free to respond rather than react. When it is absent, habit decides for you. By training awareness, you reclaim the space. In this space, life is no longer something that happens to you, but something you participate in consciously, moment by moment. The mind produces thoughts continuously, but not all thoughts have the same power. Some pass through quietly, while others repeat, grow louder, and begin to dominate attention. The difference is not in the thought itself, but in the level of identification attached to it. A thought becomes mental noise when it is taken personally, when it is believed, defended, or emotionally charged. Identification is the process that turns a simple mental event into an ongoing inner disturbance. When a thought arises and is labeled as my thought, my fear, or my problem, it is no longer just information, it becomes part of identity. The mind then treats it as something important that must be protected, resolved, or acted upon. This importance gives the thought energy. The brain repeats what it believes is relevant. In this way, identification teaches the mind which thoughts to keep bringing back. Emotion strengthens this process. A thought combined with fear, anger, shame, or desire leaves a stronger imprint. The nervous system becomes involved, and the body reacts as if something real and immediate is happening. The mind then scans for confirmation, producing more thoughts that support the same story. What began as a single idea turns into a loop. The noise increases, not because the thought is true, but because it has been emotionally reinforced. This is why certain thoughts feel intrusive or uncontrollable. It is not that they are more powerful by nature, but that they have been fed repeatedly through attention and belief. The mind learns through repetition. Each time a thought is believed and emotionally reacted, the neural pathway becomes stronger. Over time, the mind defaults to these patterns automatically, even when they no longer serve any purpose. Identification also narrows perception. When you are identified with a thought, the world is seen through its lens. A thought of inadequacy makes neutral situations feel threatening. A thought of resentment colors every interaction with the same person. Reality becomes filtered, not as it is, but as the thought describes it. This creates unnecessary suffering, because the mind is responding to its own narrative rather than to the present moment. Non-identification does not mean indifference or denial. It means recognizing a thought as an event rather than a definition. A thought arises, and instead of saying, "This is who I am," or "This must be true," you observe, "This is a thought happening now." This simple shift removes fuel. Without belief and emotional charge, the thought has nothing to feed on. It may still appear, but it no longer demands attention. When thoughts are observed without identification, they begin to lose their urgency. They pass more quickly. The mind learns that these events are not emergencies. Over time, the volume of mental noise decreases naturally, not because you are forcing the mind to be quiet, but because you are no longer rewarding noise with attention and emotion. This process requires patience, because identification is deeply habitual. For many years, identity has been built from thoughts, opinions, memories, and stories. Letting go of this habit can feel uncomfortable at first. The mind may try harder to capture attention, producing stronger thoughts in an attempt to regain control. This is a normal phase. The key is consistency. Each time you notice identification and step back into observation, the habit weakens. As non-identification develops, emotional balance improves. Situations that once triggered strong reactions begin to feel lighter. You still experience emotion, but it moves through the system without getting stuck. Anger arises and passes. Fear arises and passes. Without identification, emotions are experienced as energy, not as commands. This allows for clearer action and communication. Non-identification also brings clarity in decision-making. When thoughts are not taken personally, they can be evaluated more objectively. Useful thoughts can be applied. Useless ones can be ignored. This creates mental discipline. The mind becomes a tool rather than a source of constant disturbance. Eventually, a deeper insight emerges. Identity does not need to be built from thoughts at all. There is a sense of presence that remains even when thoughts quiet down. This presence is stable, unaffected by mental noise. When identity shifts from thought to awareness, inner freedom becomes
Apply
possible.
practice and mental
Life
fortitude
still presents
using this
challenges,
tool
but they
to
are
a
met with
Shaolin warrior.
steadiness rather than inner chaos.
Apply practice
Mental
and
noise is
mental
not reduced by
fortitude
fighting the
using this
mind.
tool to
It
a
is
Shaolin
reduced by
warrior.
understanding the role of identification.
Apply practice and
When
mental
thoughts are no longer
fortitude
treated
using
as the
this
self,
tool
they
to a
lose their
Shaolin
power to
warrior.
dominate experience.
Apply
In this
practice and
understanding,
mental
the mind
fortitude
becomes quiet
using
not
this
by
tool
force,
to a
but by
Shaolin
lack of
warrior.
fuel. Inner stability is
Apply
often
practice
misunderstood
and
as a
mental
state where no
fortitude
thoughts,
using this
emotions, or
tool
disturbances
to a
arise.
Shaolin warrior.
Many people imagine
Apply
freedom as a
practice
permanently
and
calm
mental
mind
fortitude
untouched by
using this
stress or
tool
uncertainty.
to a Shaolin warrior.
This idea leads to struggle
Apply
because the
practice
mind
and
is
mental
naturally
fortitude
active.
using this
Thoughts,
tool to a
feelings, and
Shaolin
impulses
warrior.
will continue to appear as
Apply
long as life
practice
is
and
present.
mental fortitude using
Inner
this
stability
tool
does
to
not
a
come from
Shaolin warrior.
eliminating this activity, but from
Apply
changing
practice
how it
and
is
mental
met.
fortitude using
This
this
change
tool
happens
to
through
a
training
Shaolin
attention.
warrior.
Attention is the faculty
Apply
that
practice
determines what
and
the mind
mental
rests on
fortitude
and what it
using this
follows.
tool to a
Untrained
Shaolin
attention
warrior.
is easily pulled by whatever is loudest
Apply
or most
practice
emotionally
and mental
charged.
fortitude using
A
this
single
tool
worry
to
can
a
dominate the
Shaolin
day.
warrior.
A single desire
Apply
can override
practice and
long-term
mental
values.
fortitude using
This does
this
not
tool
happen because
to a
attention is
Shaolin
weak,
warrior.
but because it has never
Apply
been trained.
practice and mental
Just as the
fortitude
body
using
requires
this
discipline
tool
to become
a Shaolin
strong and
warrior.
flexible, attention
Apply
requires
practice
discipline to
and
become
mental
steady and
fortitude
reliable.
using this tool to a
Training
Shaolin
attention
warrior.
does not mean forcing the mind to be
Apply
quiet.
practice and mental
or pushing
fortitude
thoughts away.
using this tool to a Shaolin
Suppression
warrior.
creates tension and resistance.
Apply
What is
practice
pushed
and
down does
mental
not
fortitude
disappear,
using
it
this
returns with
tool
more
to
force
a
later.
Shaolin warrior.
Disciplined observation
Apply
is
practice
different.
and mental
It means
fortitude
allowing thoughts
using
to
this
arise
tool to
while
a
maintaining
Shaolin
a clear,
warrior.
steady awareness of them.
Apply
You
practice
see what is
and
happening
mental
without being
fortitude
absorbed
using
by
this
it.
tool
This
to a
approach
Shaolin
builds
warrior.
strength without conflict.
Apply
At first,
practice and
observation
mental
feels
fortitude
unstable.
using this tool
Attention
to a
drifts
Shaolin
constantly.
warrior.
The mind pulls it into memories,
Apply
plans,
practice
and
and
worries.
mental fortitude
This is
using
not
this
failure,
tool
it
to
is
a
the
Shaolin
starting point.
warrior.
Each time you notice that
Apply
attention is
practice and
wandered, then
mental
gently return it
fortitude
to the
using
present
this
moment
tool
training
to
occurs.
a Shaolin
The act
warrior.
of returning is the exercise.
Apply
Over
practice
time, this
and mental
repetition builds
fortitude
endurance
using
and
this
clarity.
tool to a
Consistent
Shaolin
practice
warrior.
is essential. Inner
Apply
stability is not
practice and
created by
mental
insight
fortitude
alone, but
using
by
this
repetition.
tool to a Shaolin
Short,
warrior.
regular periods of observation are
Apply
more
practice
effective
and
than
mental
occasional
fortitude
intense
using
effort.
this
Whether
tool
attention
to
is
a
placed on the
Shaolin
breath,
warrior.
bodily sensations,
Apply
or the
practice
flow of
and
thoughts
mental
themselves,
fortitude using this
the
tool
key
to
is
a Shaolin
continuity.
warrior.
The mind learns through
Apply
experience, not
practice and
instruction.
mental fortitude
With
using this
repetition,
tool
attention
to a
becomes
Shaolin
less
warrior.
reactive and more grounded.
Apply
As
practice
attention
and mental
strengthens,
fortitude
the
using this
relationship to mental
tool
activity
to a
changes.
Shaolin warrior.
Thoughts continue to arise,
Apply
but they
practice
no longer
and
carry
mental
the same weight.
fortitude using this
You can
tool
notice the thought
to a
without
Shaolin
immediately
warrior.
following it. This creates a sense of
Apply
inner
practice
space.
and mental fortitude
Within this
using
space,
this
emotions
tool
can be
to
felt
a
fully
Shaolin
without
warrior.
overwhelming the system.
Apply practice
Stability does
and
not mean
mental
numbness.
fortitude
It
using
means
this tool
capacity.
to a Shaolin
Capacity
warrior.
allows you to remain present in difficult
Apply
situations.
practice and mental
When pressure
fortitude using
increases,
this tool
trained
to
attention
a
does not
Shaolin
collapse.
warrior.
Instead of becoming scattered or
Apply
impulsive,
practice
you
and
remain
mental
aware of what
fortitude
is happening
using this tool
internally and
to a
externally.
Shaolin
This
warrior.
awareness prevents automatic reactions
Apply
and supports
practice
clear
and
action.
mental fortitude
Stability
using
is
this
revealed
tool
not in
to a
comfort but
Shaolin
under
warrior.
challenge. Training attention also
Apply
develops
practice
patience.
and mental
You learn
fortitude
to stay
using
with
this tool
experience rather
to
than
a
escape
Shaolin
it.
warrior.
Discomfort becomes something
Apply
that can be
practice
observed
and mental
instead
fortitude
of something
using
that
this
must be
tool
avoided.
to a Shaolin warrior.
This reduces fear,
Apply
because
practice
fear
and
often
mental
arises from the
fortitude
belief
using
that
this
discomfort
tool
cannot
to
be
a Shaolin
tolerated.
warrior.
Through observation, you
Apply
discover that
practice and
sensations and
mental
emotions
fortitude
change
using
on their
this
own
tool
when they are
to a
allowed.
Shaolin warrior.
Over time, a deeper form
Apply
of freedom
practice
appears.
and mental fortitude
Inner
using this
freedom is
tool
not the
to
absence
a
of
Shaolin
conditions,
warrior.
but independence from them.
Apply practice
Thoughts
and
and
mental
emotions may
fortitude
arise,
using this
but they no
tool
longer
to a
determine your
Shaolin
inner
warrior.
state. You are able to
Apply
choose how to
practice
act
and
based
mental
on values
fortitude
rather than
using this
impulses.
tool to a
This
Shaolin
is the
warrior.
result of a mind that has been trained to
Apply
stay present.
practice and mental fortitude
Disciplined observation
using this
also
tool
brings
to a
humility.
Shaolin warrior.
You see the mind's habits clearly.
Apply practice
without
and mental
judgment.
fortitude using this
This
tool
clarity
to a
reduces
Shaolin
self-deception
warrior.
and strengthens self-responsibility.
Apply practice
Instead of
and
blaming
mental fortitude
circumstances or
using
other
this
people,
tool to a
you
Shaolin
recognize where
warrior.
attention goes and how that shapes
Apply
experience.
practice
This
and mental
recognition is
fortitude
empowering
using this tool
because it
to
reveals
a
what can be
Shaolin
trained.
warrior.
With sustained practice,
Apply
stability
practice
becomes
and
natural.
mental fortitude
You no longer
using
need
this
to
tool
constantly
to
monitor
a
the
Shaolin
mind.
warrior.
Attention rests more easily in the present.
practice and
Even
mental
when mental
fortitude,
activity
you see this
increases,
to a
it does not
Shaolin warrior.
disturb the underlying steadiness.
Apply practice
Like a
and
deep lake
mental
disturbed
fortitude,
only at the
you see
surface,
this
the inner state
to a
remains
Shaolin
calm
warrior.
beneath movement. Inner
Apply
stability is not a
practice
gift,
and mental
it is a
fortitude
skill.
using
It is
reciprocal
developed
to
through
a Shaolin
discipline,
warrior.
patient observation over time.
Apply practice
By
and
training
mental
attention
fortitude
rather than
using
suppressing the
reciprocal
mind,
to a
we
Shaolin
create a
warrior.
stable foundation that supports
Apply practice
clarity,
and mental
resilience,
fortitude
and conscious
using reciprocal
living in the
to a
midst of
Shaolin
life's
warrior.
constant change.